my goodness, this is the coolest thing. This is like, wow. Wow, this is perfect for sweet and sour pork, right?
The perfect partner for everything, that one.
I am never letting go of this. This has been so fruitful. Every town in Australia has a Chinese restaurant. It's a place for celebration, comfort food, and a sense of community. Whether you love sweet and sour pork or that magical deep-fried ice cream, everyone's got a story to share. Join me, Jennifer Wong, as I spin the Lazy Susan around the country and ask that most important question, chopsticks or fork? Jen, where we're off to today? We're off to Pagoda Chinese restaurant in the Atherton Tablelands.
Can't wait to see what's on the table.
I hope it's sweet and sour pork.
Always, Jen. Always sweet and sour pork.
Atherton sits on the lush and fertile Tablelands region in Jabulnagan country and is home to 7,000 people. It's in far north Queensland, about a 90-minute drive southwest of Cairns. It's all about agriculture here. They grow coffee, peanuts, mangoes, and the all-important pineapple. Atherton is the oldest settlement in the area.
It's not often you see corrugated iron on a temple, is it?
And the first Chinese people arrived here all the way back in the 1880s. At one point, there was even a bustling Chinatown with its very own pig oven. Apart from many natural sights in the area, there's also a wacky man-made attraction in town.
Whoa, it's very heavy.
A dedication to one man's obsession with all things gemstone. Tina and Andy immigrated to Australia in 2013 from Guangzhou, China, where they were fish farmers. After Andy spent some time working at his sister's Chinese restaurant in Mackay, the couple stumbled upon the 30-year-old Pagoda restaurant for sale, and the rest, as they say, is history.
What's your favourite dish on the banquet?
I had sizzling steak tonight, but I do like the garlic prawns as well.
They're very good, aren't they?
They
The
are.
garlic prawns are very good. What's your favourite?
I actually love chicken and cashews, actually.
Crispy lemon duck, hands down. But you have to eat it in the restaurant. You can't get it in the takeaway. Otherwise, the crispiness, you lose it.
What do you like to eat here?
Ice cream.
係你睇我啲身形都知道我都係食嘢為主㗎。
我好了解你嘅情況，我亦都係一樣。
首先，我想問下，點解你哋會由中國嚟到澳洲？唔單止嚟到澳洲，嚟到 Atherton 呢度嘅？
叫做即係機緣巧合咁啦。即係我哋做農民，我養魚嘛，都環境唔係幾好啦嚇。咁我家姐就比較早出嚟澳洲，佢就話：咁你想唔想過嚟澳洲呢邊發展？咁樣問我哋，咁佢話佢有名額可以申請我哋過嚟嘛？咁我話咁咪嘗試下咯。
As recent arrivals, it was hard for Andy and Tina to get their head around Australian Chinese cuisine, but that was the least of their worries. 你哋初嚟嗰陣時，你哋啲英文程度啊，嗰啲覺得點啊？難唔難？
對於我哋嚟講好難，我哋啲員工入邊早幾年全部係西人㗎，好難溝通，因為我只係識3句 ，Thank you，How are you， 就是拜拜。
因為你哋喺中國嗰陣時，你做開廚房，嗰度啲菜同埋呢度啲菜有啲咩分別咧？
如果即係講到話，我第一次接觸到澳洲嘅中餐啦，係好容易煮，但係咧就唔係幾適合我啲初剛移民嗰啲中國嘅出嚟嘅口味係真係完全唔同咯。煮翻去細路仔食，因為佢哋適應能力快嘛。係，同埋佢哋好細個係咪？嗰陣時嚟幾多歲啊？
個仔嗰時候6歲，最大嗰個，最細嗰個就1歲半，就個女就好似係3歲零4歲。係，
佢哋好容易適應呢啲食物，又甜啦，啱細路仔食啊。
係啊。
以前即係大嗰個讀小學6年級嘅時候啦，你知啦，做餐館有細路仔嘅必定要幫父母做工噶嘛。佢會反問我哋嘅喎，點解我啲同學唔使做嘢，我要做嘢？係啊，
好叻啊！呢個小朋友，
嗰個大嗰個啊，就會開玩笑同一個大一個細嗰個講，中唔中意做爹哋嗰個位啊 ，chef cooking 啊，細嗰個有時佢好風趣咁，佢唔會答你唔想或者想，我 I don't know，
佢唔想應承，
佢唔知道，係啊，
好忙啊佢。 And why do you think sweet and sour pork is such a popular way to eat pineapple?
So the sweet and sour pork is my grandma's favourite Chinese food. That's sweet and sour in there. It just goes with the pork, I suppose. It's that good flavours.
There's no dish more defining of Australian Chinese cuisine than sweet and sour pork. And I'm ready to test Andy's cooking skills when it comes to this classic. How do you choose which one's ready?
They're all fairly well ready for these ones here. So the ones with a little bit of colour on the bottom coming up is ideal. So
That's a beauty.
So as far as harvesting goes, yep, we just grab it and just bend it over and break it off.
Wow,
and that's it.
you make it look so easy. Can I see how heavy it is? That's a lot of juice in this little one, hey? Well, that's amazing. Do they put the spikes there so you don't point your eye out when you go in for a little bit of a sniff? That's so cool. Andy, 我摘咗一個好大好靚嘅菠蘿俾你啊！
好，
可唔可以教我整咕嚕肉啊？
OK，冇問題。哇，個菠蘿好大啊，大過我個頭。首先改好啲肉啦。
呢啲係咩肉嚟㗎？
呢啲係豬嘅頸個位置，
豬頸
係豬頸肉咯，一粒粒咁改好佢大細適中，咁到時佢落個油鑊嗰度炸咧，就即係受熱均勻啲咯。第二步就要啤水啦。
啤水 ，OK。
係啤好水係完全唔同嘅，冇咁酥嘅，你可以試下。
咬。你試先啦，不如嗱，你試一啖，我試一啖，好唔好？
我要食嗰啲熟食嘅。OK， 我哋醃咗佢先。
Okay. The marinade for the pork is a mixture of 1 tablespoon each of salt, sugar, and corn flour, a dash of pepper, MSG, and an egg white. First, the dry ingredients are mixed with the pork, and then an egg white is deftly cracked into the bowl. 個蛋白係咪整到啲肉滑啲咧？一陣間
係啦，會鬆化啲肉嘅。
Making the meat tender.
蛋白撈勻咗，再俾啲生粉落去。
The pork is then left to marinate for around 15 to 20 minutes. Andy 啲肉醃咗15分鐘，而家有啲咩做咧？
首先用 cornflour 再上一次粉啦。上少少 cornflour 佢就會比較即係黐嗰啲炸漿。炸漿入邊佢都係cornflour 同埋自發粉咯。如果喺屋企做嘅就係1:3嘅比例就夠噶啦。cornflour 係1，自發粉係3。油溫大概要150度左右咯。
哇，好熱！逐粒逐粒放落去。
係，因為如果你放多嘅，佢會黐埋一嚿咯。
哦，咁要炸幾耐先知道佢 OK 咧？
通常呢啲咁樣嘅肉就係3分鐘就 OK 噶啦。
哇，有啲已經開始好個顏色好靚啦，有金色有啡色。There is nothing as beautiful as fried pork。
差唔多啦。等佢停下油先。
OK。嗱，你可唔可以介紹下你個甜酸汁係有啲咩材料嘅咧？
我哋嘅甜酸汁有生渣啦。
山楂餅。係
啦。
即係我哋細個食開嗰啲山楂餅。
所以就係咁多細路仔中意食。
哦，其實係山楂餅。係啦。山楂餅仲有咧？山楂餅啦，茄汁啦。係。糖啦。係。跟住放我哋菠蘿啦。新鮮菠蘿，呢個真係淨係喺呢度先食到呢碟菜嘅，因為有 Mariba 啲菠蘿啦，又你煮啲菜同埋啲肉啦，係啦，其他地方冇得食嘅。係因為特別個菠蘿係好靚，真係好靚。佢而家係呢個 season， 即係個菠蘿係啱啱摘，係咯，係特別靚咯。倒啲菠蘿落去，翻佢，上得。嗱嚟，好靚啊！ Andy， 你煮咗呢碟餸咁靚，我哋大家試一試好冇？好，一齊食。OK， 1、2、3。快！食肉先定係食菠蘿先咧？食肉先。我都食菠蘿先。OK。好好味。哇，好甜啊！好香個菠蘿。OK。覺得好唔好食啊？好食。Is it nice? What do you like? The pork or the pineapple? Cool. You want to have some more? Have some more. I'll have one with you. No. Well, after that sugar high, I'm ready to burn some calories, and I've heard there's a part of Atherton that totally rocks your world. A portal into the unknown, a system of peculiar caves guarding artifacts older than the town itself.
The Crystal Caves is a museum that was built by René Boissemain in the early 80s. To display his crystal and fossil collection that he had from all over the world.
Is it hard for you to be a tall person working here?
It is. I'm very good at changing lights, though.
So I can touch that?
Yes.
Is this going to tell me my future? Whoa, it's very heavy.
It is. 41 kilos.
Where's it from?
China. I don't know. Brazil.
Wow.
There it is.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Spectacular, isn't it? It continues to take my breath away, this one. It really does, yeah.
So where does this beauty come
It
from?
comes from Uruguay, yeah, South America, and we acquired it about 12 years ago now. At the time, it was the biggest amethyst geode they'd ever found.
Wow.
It's just spectacular, and just the sheer size of it.
And all the sparkles, right?
Yes, it's so sparkly.
Amazing. 你哋覺得自己做中國人喺 Atherton 住有啲咩感覺咧？
可能會好多人都識，即係因為比較少唐人嘛，一踏出去時間長咗，佢會知道你係 Pagoda 嘅 owner。因為我星期一早上去買咖啡師，佢話我有印象你住我對面嘅喎，真係我都冇乜印象，因為佢哋有啲好似噶嘛。
係西人多啦。
Atherton is no stranger to Chinese settlement. At one point in the early 1900s, the Chinese population here peaked at more than 1,000 people.
The 1880s saw the opening of the tablelands for timber cutting and then maize growing, and the Chinese were very adept at that, and they settled here late 80s, actually down in the area just beyond the temple, and then gradually expanded here so that this point that we're standing in now became the main street of Chinatown.
And why isn't it here anymore? Why did the Chinese people leave?
After the First World War, a lot of returned service people were allocated farm leases at the expense of the Chinese who were already leasing that land. It tended to break down the structure of the Chinese economy.
The Ho Wang Temple is the oldest original standing Chinese temple of its type in Australia.
It was completed in 1903. They brought all the artefacts from China.
Wow.
The content, with the exception of the deity statues, is pretty well intact, and it's original material. The oldest artefacts date back to the mid-1890s.
Incredible.
Building went through a cyclone in 1950 and lost that pagoda front for a few years, and then it was rebuilt in 1988.
The temple worships a military general from the Sung dynasty. Much of the exquisite timber work was made by expert artisans in Guangzhou and shipped to Australia. Once a spiritual focal point for over 1,000 Chinese settlers, it is now preserved as a heritage site. Like many Chinese immigrants before them, Andy and Tina have eked out their own slice of the Australian dream through hard work and perseverance. In doing so, they're keeping alive the flavours and traditions of this small-town Chinese restaurant, and it's crystal clear why the locals love it.
So can I ask, how long have you been coming to the Pagoda?
About 25 years.
Really?
Since I was a kid. Yeah.
Why do you think the restaurant's important to the community these days?
It's a place to get together as an occasion.
When you guys eat here, do you eat with chopsticks or a fork?
He eats with chopsticks. I eat with a fork. There's no way I can use chopsticks.
I don't think I've ever been given the option to do chopsticks here.
Could we get some chopsticks for the table? Yeah, sure. Cool.
I'm crazy with chopsticks.
How are you crazy? Like, are you like, chopsticks?
I'm like dropping them all the time.
How about next time we come, I'll let you all use chopsticks.
I used one before.
之前喺中國訂咗好多嗰啲筷子，好特別嘅，就係佢有啲金片咁樣。有啲客人問我哋可唔可以俾我帶翻去啊？咁我都話 OK 嘅，嗰啲我哋對於我哋嚟講 order 買就好 easy，但係佢哋覺得有興趣就冇所謂係啊，就會經常都會係唔見咯，係啊，特別好多筷子唔見㗎。
Jen, you know I love lemon chicken, and this is lemon duck.
Well, the French have duck à l'orange.
That is true, and orange, lemon, same citrus family.
So this is basically a Venn diagram of Chinese, Australian and French cuisine.
Sounds amazing.
Enjoy.
I'm gonna eat it now.
Enjoy your Venn diagram.
Oh my
in
God,
your
it's massive.
mouth. In your mouth. How is it? Am I having the tables turned?